you very much for coming. Are you coming in for tea?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could.
But there's no hurry.
Well, no, I was gonna get ready to leave anyway. Oh, so you all have a good afternoon. I'll see you later, John.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
All right. What's your name again?
Adam.
Adam.
I'm Ed.
And you're Ed. That's what I thought. Well, good seeing you.
Yeah,
Back
good
then,
to
Ed. All right, see you, John.
See ya.
And John. All right, y'all take it easy.
Adam and Ed.
Have a good afternoon, I'll see you around.
I know a woman who named her child Balthazar.
That's
Nice.
all right. Don't get up. Don't get up.
We don't plan to.
Don't get up.
Hand Ralph a cup of tea right there, a cup there.
That's a cup of.
And I'm gonna say the white, easy steeper. There, yes. It's probably fairly stout.
Oh, the porcelain is smoking. I believe that's eating through it.
If you would, dude.
Sure.
Yes, have you tried that yet? Did you get some of that?
It's good stuff.
Yes, it is.
Here, add some to mine now.
And next time, we're a French maid's outfit.
That's right. We were just talking about how while the rest of the world is absolutely miserable, the rest of the country particularly, here in Asheville we just sit around and drink tea and everything is just wonderful. We're very happy here.
That's right.
Life's beautiful.
That's right. He
Because I
said.
said so. That's my take on it. Life's beautiful because I damn well said so. And I like that attitude.
So, as an avid reader of the
Yes.
Mountain Express, I assume you saw that cover story about the fellow who'd been on death row for.
I saw it. I haven't read it yet. Yes.
Quite fascinating.
Tell us about it, John.
Well, it wasn't merely a case, evidently, of police incompetence. And it wasn't merely a case of overzealous prosecutors. The police actually deliberately, if these reports are true, kept information from the DA that would exonerate the
I have
accused.
absolutely no problem believing any
No,
of that.
why?
Which guy was this?
I-
There's one I was reading about somebody, it was on the internet not too long ago, about a guy that had been in there and was on death row for like 20 some years. And it was basically because of two lawyers, and because of another client, they couldn't let the guy off. because it was-
I heard about that one.
that
yeah.
was like a tricky situation because they couldn't turn in the other person by letting the innocent person off.
Right. That was
That was really messed up.
yes.
So one of the worst
This one
case
was much more
scenarios.
clear cut.
Okay.
This one had, the two defense attorneys were both alcoholics, as in diagnosed alcoholics, got disbarred because of their alcoholism. Alcoholics
After the case.
after the case.
Okay,
Yes.
Awesome.
The guy spent like 14 years on death row.
Luckily, they didn't go ahead and do it.
Well, it's hard to kill a guy nowadays, but it's quite easy to lock him up and put him in a cage for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Well, sometimes justice really is blind. Think about it.
And deaf and dumb too.
How many isolated incidences can you have before it blossoms into a full-fledged disturbing trend?
Right.
Well, I would say the innocent being punished has been happening for, 50,000 years at least.
Well, this is true. This is entirely true. But it's happening on our watch now, and that irks me.
It's always been happening. We just didn't know about it.
Yeah. There's a blog
Actually, it is probably happening less now than it did during the, say, medieval times.
Oh, I think probably so.
Yeah.
Yes.
well, actually, I don't even know if that's true or not.
I don't know, maybe during the
On
Inquisition.
a per capita
where they-
scale, perhaps not.
Only because back then, while the laws were probably even more harsh and arbitrary, they're also demonstrably quite few. There weren't that many laws, period, back then.
That's true. That would be true.
I don't know, what about the Inquisition?
However, the oppressed
That's
were
one law. It's
probably
Yeah, but that was a lot of innocent people.
the oppressed were probably involved in a full-time job, though. In those days, the oppressed were probably oppressed
They were
full-time.
peasants.
yes,
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
they were professional oppressed.
Yeah, they were. But also, it might have been easier to get away in those days. Now they can track you down with many digital devices and what have you. Whereas in those days, you could just run off into the woods like Robin Hood, and
On the other hand, A lot of people didn't. I mean, there were
And go da 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 da.
most people never left like 10 miles from their own village,
Through
except
their
for
entire
one-
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So aside from this occasional pilgrimage, if I'm remembering my half-remembered medieval
Oh,
history
yeah.
correctly.
Well, in the 1700s here, like all the European, especially British criminals
One more.
that were brought over here as indentured servants, once they were out of it, they were horribly beaten
Oh, yeah.
and oppressed. And then when their tenure was over, they were in a slave-based economy, so they
Right.
had nowhere to go and would just have to go out into the woods and with nowhere to go.
But have you ever lived in the woods?
Yes, it's nice.
That's what I was gonna say.
But it was called the Western Movement. That's what generated all the pioneers.
Well, that
and
wasn't
so
real. That
forth.
was pre the Western movement. The
Yeah.
farthest west they got was here, where we are now.
Ohio.
But they kept moving. Some of those people were my ancestors in the indentured.
Right.
But they didn't really start the Western movement until the 1800s.
That's where we came from. I don't.
I disagree. It actually started sooner. Daniel Boone started
Daniel
in
Boone.
Pennsylvania, came down through North Carolina, went to Tennessee, went up to Kentucky, and by the early 1800s, he's in Missouri.
I think it's
Yeah, like the end of the 1700s, 1800s is when it
Yeah.
really. He was one of the first, but
It was the
but
1800s
the
when they went.
1600s up to the Revolutionary War, there wasn't that much expansion.
I think it was you hit the prairie barrier. People started going over the prairies, over those
The very
vast.
sea.
That's what we think of as the Western expansion. Is that when people started crossing
Right.
crossing the prairies and over to the Western, the gold rush time and stuff like that. That's what we
But
think
when
of.
Colonel
But-
Davidson moved into Buncombe County here in the late 18th century, that was Western expansion. He also wound
Well.
up getting scalped, but
He did.
he did, yeah.
He got scalped. Okay, so the Indians were into scalping that were in our hills here.
Well, they still are, except now they use a casino.
But I'm
Right on. See, he wasn't setting that up.
I'm actually quite in favor of the practice of scalping
Yes,
because it was
you and the chief, right?
no, it was because originally a European invention.
Oh, I see.
The first people to be scalped were Indians.
Uh-huh.
You got a bounty from the Indian scalps
Right.
you brought back.
Right.
So I'm all about turnabout and fair play and all that.
All right, so you think we should still be scalping Indians?
No, I'm just happy when Indians scalp other people.
I see. Even in a casino.
Yeah.
Okay. You like these cookies, don't they? Good. We have
Yeah,
good.
they're quite good.
We
yes.
have good cookies.
Yes, definitely delicious.
I got to go to the
Oh.
casino at Cherokee Monday, and I got paid for going. When the guy called and gave me the summon, I said, "Well, that's going to cost you and me both, isn't it?" But I didn't gamble; it didn't cost me anything, so I came out ahead on that trip.
That's one thing I've yet to do. Gambling. I think.
Don't
Well,
take
it's
it.
not
Don't
really
take it up.
gambling.
It's a nasty habit.
Gambling is when you have a chance to win.
Yeah, there you go.
Not the way we play it.
Yeah.
Game of chance. Not the way we play
I went
it.
into a casino with a friend of mine, and just for signing up and being a member of that casino, they gave me like $20. I had them turn it all into quarters and just sat there really slowly playing the slot machines, just as they were bringing me a drink.
Yeah.
Free drinks, nothing. My friend went upstairs and lost $9,000 in 45 minutes, while I got totally wasted on their money. It was awesome.
Well,
Wow.
Yep.
Sounds like
So
a good
I won.
time.
Yes, you did.
Oh, I also got a free
I
buffet
used
out of it,
to.
too. So,
I
yeah.
used to work on
There's nothing wrong with free
coin-operated
buffets.
amusement equipment,
Yeah.
and
wish I had a buffet
and
back
also
then.
had
Wish there was some
had
better ones around
opportunity
here.
to work on
Have you
some
got an Asiana?
Yeah.
illegal
You don't like Asiana?
gambling devices.
one did you go to?
So
I've been to
on-
both of them, and they both
I know
disappointed
how
me
the,
more
I like,
often than
I like
not.
the new one.
One
Which
out
one's
of
the new one?
Hendersonville.
video
Yeah, that-
slot
that one's
machines
awesome.
and
Yeah. I
stuff
haven't been
like
there in a
that
while,
work,
but maybe
and
it's
I
fun.
know what
I've
the
been
circuits
displayed
are
more often than not
that
there.
are in
Really?
these devices,
Like
and
Ryan's is wretched.
you would
Well,
not
yeah, Ryan's
believe
All
how
of the stuff. Like, I
similar
have yet to go to the Indian
the
one,
circuit
so.
is that's in these
Because I would put
devices
some Indian food
is
down.
to that
There's
in
Indian
the,
buffet.
It's like
the voting
Man's
what's
machine.
a melon?
downtown.
No. There's the one, Indian
Well,
Garden
you
one
want to
next to
remove the
Bucks a Million.
randomization.
That
was
awesome.
Is that
Well,
buffet?
Yeah, they
It's
got
not that
better
you
lunch
remove the
buffet than they are.
randomization;
Oh,
it's that you
buffet.
set the
Yeah.
odds the
But it's
same
still
way.
Awesome.
But I'll still, I'll
But Well, see, in voting, you really
Because
only
Indian
have
food,
two
if you just go and
chances.
actually just order an
So you
entree,
maximize
it's so expensive.
the odds
buffet is just
that you will
worth it.
lose.
Cool. I'll have to do
Because
that next time.
I don't know.
neither side,
Vindaloo's
don't matter
always
who
worth
wins,
it.
you're gonna lose.
Vindaloo. Man, blow your head up, spicy.
You think about that.
Well,
So it doesn't matter whether the Republicans or the Democrats get in, we're still gonna have $8 gas.
Yeah.
hush your mouth. $8 gas.
Hey, you know what we'll be doing a lot more of?
And you said
hopefully?
it, and we're just trying to keep up with the British. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, yeah.
I see.
How are you keeping up with the British?
Because we don't want the Chinese to get it. Somehow or other, we think that if the price goes up high enough, that the Chinese won't become mechanized enough to become any worse threat.
Too late.
Too late.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Chinese cars are coming. I think they're opening a dealership this year in Greenville, South Carolina,
Really?
for one of the big Chinese auto manufacturers.
That'd be neat.
Chinese tractors already here. There's,
I know. I've already seen them.
and I'm thinking about buying a tractor. I still got some acreage on the farm I live on, and
I'm guessing you're not going to buy a Chinese tractor.
No, I went and looked at them. The price was great until I went and looked at them. They have lousy wells. You know that they're still 3 or 4 decades behind the
The
Japanese.
best
the Koreans.
tractors I've
Way
ever
behind.
encountered were Kubotas.
Yeah, well,
They're the
they're
like
Japanese.
absolute, yeah, and they are the best tractors.
Well, actually, the Koreans are running them both in automotive and in mechanized equipment and so forth. The Koreans are coming up pretty fast.
Really
They're neat
fast.
people. I heard a report today on NPR made me enormously optimistic about the whole Chinese situation.
Oh, okay.
Which is going about the Chinese kids. The Chinese kids, most of them are single kids due to the one-child policy.
Okay.
If you're a Han Chinese,
Only child.
you're your only child. If you're like an ethnic minority, or then you can have more than one kid. But for the Han, which makes up like 9% of the Chinese people, one kid.
Okay.
So as a consequence, they have all these grandparents and aunts and uncles and parents doting over this one kid.
Yeah.
So they're
So,
becoming spoiled brats.
well, not quite. They have everything like done for them at home. So, to quote the article, poor life skills. But in addition to that, there's enormous expectations put up on them, because they were at home. They don't have to do
So
anything.
now it's going to be mass suicide rates.
No, but you've got kids who are under enormous pressure going to school from like 6:30 in the morning to 9:30 at night every single day, competing like crazy to get into these Chinese universities. So you got kids who are totally stressed out, combined with poor life skills.
Oh, so we're going to be able to sell drugs to them. Is this what you're saying?
It's going to be one gigantic Britney Spears-esque meltdown of operatic proportions, and I'm going
Operatic proportions. I like.
I'm going to enjoy the heck out of it.
Sounds wonderful.
I mean,
It's not over to the fat Chinese lady scene.
I don't know.
That's the way you
that-
see it, is it? Okay.
I mean,
well,
it's
I'm
not so
hopeful.
dissimilar.
That's quite a
to
bit. That's quite a
Japan.
vision you have there, John. Quite
I
a
mean,
vision.
like, look at the Japanese, though. They've done pretty well at, like, living that kind of lifestyle.
Yes, but the Japanese are not the Chinese, and by which I mean
Actually, they are.
Some of them are.
but
Historically, that's where most of the
ninjas.
yeah,
Japanese
well,
came
yes,
from.
but
The
I mean,
ninjas.
culturally speaking, I don't fear the Japanese.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but
That's
two-
due to
two
your own
words.
ignorance, I'd
It's a
say.
little hard.
Well, no, that's just it. I don't fear the Japanese now.
Right.
Not until they start building the giant robots.
Are you
God,
kidding? I'm
zip.
waiting for the day.
I know,
I got
exactly.
the pom-poms back in my closet for when they build a giant robot.
One word. Godzilla.
Oh, come on. You tell me you want to do a couple of cheers for a giant robot.
Robots.
No, see, I like Japan. I like modern day Japan.
All our bases are belong to us.
Exactly.
All your bases are belong
I
to
like
us.
I like their culture. I'm a bit scared of the Chinese culture, but I think after that operatic meltdown, I will be just as happy with the Chinese culture as well.
Okay, here's what I think.
Yes.
Okay, I thought that you were going to say that you had that you had optimism because you were hearing that these people were becoming highly educated, and that you thought that people who went to school a lot and became very educated would then make wise choices
no.
in the world and stuff like that, and stuff. I don't necessarily see it as an operatic meltdown coming. I see it as far as we go on a global economy, as being a whole generation of competition that we are not raising. We are not raising a competitive generation at all, and I don't mean competitive as in spirit. I mean just as a competitive as in
marketable skills.
brains.
Ability.
Any
The ability to be
Well,
competitive.
that is a skill.
I
Using
mean,
your brain, intelligence.
we're
Sometimes
raising
I
a
wonder.
dumbed down generation
Really?
of people whose wisdom in the world is to know brand names, and that's about as far as it goes. And you know, like the basic laws of physics are far beyond your average kid on the street in America. But these guys in China apparently are going to have that pinned down well before they get out of elementary school. So that's going to be difficult for our kids to compete with.
Yeah, but we're ignoring the real threat. That's the Norwegians.
Oh yeah.
Every 1,000 years or so. Holy berserk!
What now? What? Now say that again. Every 1,000 years or so, the Norwegians do what?
Go totally berserk.
Wow, you're right. I didn't think of that one. That's a good one.
They're going to horn in on it.
I just like to
And
point
they are
out.
the real happiest people on the planet.
Yeah, dragon ships are coming.
I just like to point out to the viewing audience. Most of you probably know this, but it's a little pet peeve of mine. I just want to say, no Viking ever had horned helmets,
That's right, not till the 19th century.
which doesn't really count for Vikings. But now maybe you had occasional wacko German tribes with the occasional horns, but the Vikings, the guys in Scandinavia, never had horned helmets. Never ever did.
That's right.
Just little thing of mine. Just like to get that out there.
I understand.
My whole life has just been.
I know. I'm sorry to do that to you. But
No, it was actually an English artist illustrating a book in the 19th century that came up with horns on the helmets. They look good,
But
but
I have the hydrangea exactly. Are you now?
Yes.
you ever see Mel Brooks' History of the World?
oh yeah, History of World Part 1. He's never done Part 2.
Well, that's true.
Now,
Witness.
It's
Viking
good to be
feud.
the king.
That's a good line. That's a
Yeah.
great line.
It's one of the great movie lines of all times. It's good to be king.
here, add the take that, take this and sit it down.
Take that and set it down.
Now remove the T-ball from the white pot and add it to the purple pot.
Okay.
Yes. There you go. There you go. Very good. Well done. Okay, now I was going to say something talking about Western. When we were talking about Western expansion and stuff like that, and we mentioned that you mentioned that some of those people were your ancestors
Yes.
that came here,
I know their
and you
names,
might get a little bit more out of that pot too. I'm mixing them.
Not much. We're nearing the bottom of that.
Yeah, and it'll be probably pretty groundy.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Yuck. Well, look at it, slam it down. Well, it'll be tasty nonetheless. But anyway,
You can talk. It's your show. Go ahead.
okay. Anyway, so here it is. What I was saying was that some of your relatives were up
Yes.
here. Adam and I both come from Winston-Salem, and I don't know about his
Well,
about.
most of mine did too. You know that there was a distinct movement down from Pennsylvania, across from the Tidewater of Virginia, up from the low country of South Carolina, into Iredell County and Surrey County and Forsyth County, in that area, and then some of them moved west through Burke County.
And is that where your folks came up?
Almost
that way?
everyone who has ancestors here in West North Carolina, they came from Surrey and Wilkes and Iredell County and down that area. So you and I are cousins remotely.
Probably so. I was
Yeah.
going to say anyway.
Well, everybody is.
At least on my father's side of the family, they were Moravians, and
Yeah.
so they're pretty pure German stock.
So you should
all
be able to
Moravian.
bake some really darn good cookies, right?
I'm gonna
molasses
tell you.
thins,
Uh-huh.
some thin molasses cookies, the Moravian molasses.
I am
Yeah.
telling you that you can't beat the coffee cake. You can't
the
beat
coffee cake's so good.
huh?
It is so good.
You can't beat the coffee cake. You can't beat the little thin Moravian cookies.
Good stuff. But let me finish making my point.
Okay.
So you had those streams from those different areas converging here in western North Carolina, which means that we became what's called in genealogy a gateway area.
Right.
Because people found out, especially in the early 19th century here on the farms and stuff, they couldn't make a living. There were too many of them, so they streamed out west. And so, especially in genealogy research, a lot of people in Oregon and Missouri and Texas and places like that trace their roots back to North Carolina, to western North Carolina, to right here.
Well, that's been the story of Western North
And there
Carolina.
are very few gateway areas like that in the United States.
But that's been the story of Western North Carolina since the word go was you can't make a living here.
Yeah.
Wow, I've heard that.
Well, you can, but there are very few of the people I went to high school with, and I graduated in the 1960s, are still here.
Uh-huh.
They go elsewhere to make a living, and I did too. But I came back, and
I'm going to say you're an exception to the rule very much.
yeah, because I consciously decided I wanted to live in West North Carolina. I tried everywhere else, and this is the great place.
That's right. It
And I
is
knew-
hard to be, it is hard to beat
I
as a
knew if I
place.
wanted to live here, I'd have to invent my own job. So I did, and I've been doing it for 30 years, and I enjoy it a lot.
But you did leave, and you did work for some pretty good outfits, and
Yeah,
you did all right.
NASA,
You did all right while you were gone and stuff too.
Yeah.
You know, it's not so you have to give some credit in that area too. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say was that as far as myself, I know that I'm at least halfway, pure German stock from Moravians. But I don't know. You're from Winston-Salem too. What kind of genealogy do you have going there? Do you know? I mean,
No more than the average man, I would say.
I mean, Scotch, Irish. I've got some German and English.
Is your family from North Carolina for several generations?
Yes.
Here? And that's what I was gonna say. Like, you got any Moravians?
Yes.
Going on yours?
I had some Quakers too. There were a lot
Yeah,
of Quakers,
Quakers,
in that area.
My
right
grandfather
around
came from
Winston-Salem.
Well, they got that
My
Quaker
mom's
College there in Greensboro.
Yeah.
I think most of my ancestry in America can be traced back to Alabama, which,
Oh,
if I
that's
remember,
too bad.
yeah, if I remember my history correctly, it means largely it's French heretics and English criminals.
And you look like a real combination of.
Thank you.
A lot of French. I didn't see that, but you could play either. But a French heretic, yes, a French heretic. You would make a really good French heretic.
You can know.
From now on, can you not see him as a French heretic?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could go far as a French.
Burn
heretic.
the Pope.
Yes,
That sucked. I'm sorry.
burn the Pope.
That was terrible. It was so terrible. It was awesome.
Oh, hang on. Here's a poll for the guys. What do you guys think about that proposed parking deck across the street from the Basilica?
Well, I guess it's a little late now, isn't it? They started tearing buildings down and all, haven't
Yeah.
they?
Have they started tearing buildings?
the Basilica used to own that. They sold it.
Oh,
So it's no longer their problem. They have no say over what goes up there.
Yeah.
you'd think so,
Yeah.
but
They shouldn't have sold it. It was given to them, and they sold it,
oh.
which to me makes it even worse.
I guess I really have no basis to make a judgment, so I'm gonna have to abstain from this conversation. I don't
Never
even
stopped
know.
anyone else.
Yeah, but I have actually no idea what you're talking about. I mean,
Oh.
totally no
Never
idea.
stopped anyone else.
Okay, you know the Basilica.
Nope.
Okay, you know the
It's a
Civic Center.
Catholic church. He's been here 6 months.
Actually,
He
it-
doesn't-
it-
he's
Yeah,
not
okay, I know- I
he's
know
not been
Civic Center.
downtown yet.
It-
It's
I
a
live downtown.
Catholic church with.
It only
Is
got
it? That was
promoted
Greek Orthodox.
recently.
Is Catholic?
No, it's Roman Catholic.
Oh, Roman Catholic, okay.
And up until last year, it was just a church, I think. And then it was promoted to a minor basilica.
A minor basilica.
Yeah.
A basilicalette.
But it deserved it because it's the largest unsupported masonry dome in the U.S. It has a lot of history behind it. This Italian stone worker came over here. He was brought over to work on the Biltmore House, and the country was good to him. He wanted to give something back, and he built that cathedral. And nobody really understands how he did that dome there, but he did it good. It's still up there.
Cool.
Until the parking lot falls on it.
Oh yeah, probably while they'll probably be driving things in the ground, building the parking lot. The dome will crack and fall. You know.
Well, look for that on the news.
I wouldn't
That'd
be
be fun.
surprised.
Hopefully I'm there when it happens.
Will you come more to the?
Yes. I was
Because
planning on it.
good. Good.
So
That's
tomorrow night.
What's tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night is the second
Second.
URT fundraiser hosted by Mount Dungeon at the Grey Eagle.
Good.
At the Grey Eagle. Now,
No
tell us
longer
about.
the Jolly Rouge.
No longer Jolly Rouge.
There's no
That would be
Jolly Rouge.
difficult.
But everybody
Yes,
knows
it
where the
would.
Grey Eagle is. It starts at 9 o'clock.
9
Doors
o'clock.
open at 9, whatever,
Yeah.
something like
That's off
that.
of Klingman, right?
Yes.
Off of Haywood Road, off
Yes.
Klingman. I'm
It's
asking,
right by
I
the river.
guess.
It's right where Klingman turns and then it goes.
Do you know
across
where the Grey
bridge and
Eagle is
becomes
now?
Haywood.
So it moved.
What?
Oh, it used to be in Black
Black
Mountain.
Mountain. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a
It's in
very
Asheville
long
now.
time ago.
Just go down to River Arts District and look for the sign.
Yeah, it's down on the river, down by Dave Steele and all that down in there.
Should be a grand time had by all.
What is
Tomorrow night, you say?
Yeah.
What time?
9-ish.
I hope I can get out of work.
Okay.
All right, and who's playing? Is it going to be what? 3 bands today? Come on now.
Killing me here. Wait a second.
Okay, we need to find out. This is important. This is really
And also
important.
on,
Okay.
What is it on Mount Dungeon tonight? Ear Power.
Ear Power tonight on Mount Dungeon.
Crazy show.
But
gonna make
tomorrow
you
night,
twitch.
Here we go.
Friday night at 9 o'clock. So everybody wants to go. Hey, wake up out there! Wake up on Friday night. Friday night, you want to go out partying. Okay, so
We
on
can't
Friday
see the-
night you
we
want to
can't
go
see
out
the sign very
partying.
well.
That's a good. I'm glad.
It's all back
Take it on
there.
up there. Take it
Presents the king of
up
shows.
and make it feel the.
gotta-
There it is. King Mount Dungeon presents. Dun 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 dun. dun.
Shows.
Right, the king of shows.
Behind, in reverse. But anyway, we got Secret B-Sides.
Secret
the Mend,
B-Sides is going to be there. Secret B-Sides tomorrow night.
The Mend,
The Mend
yes, and Electric Ghost Collective.
and Electric Ghost Collective.
Those
Now, I
are-
remember Electric Ghost Collective, and I remember Secret B-Sides. I don't think we've done The Mend,
I
have
don't think we have. I do think this blue is much too dark for this
Well,
poster.
what about your brother and his other 2 brothers? Are they going to play?
No, because my middle brother is actually playing a show earlier that day.
Yeah. He has 2 brothers too, right?
Yeah.
One would assume, yes.
All of those brothers have 2
And you
brothers.
have 2 brothers.
And
Well, it
both
depends
of,
on what
and both of
right.
them have 2 brothers.
Yeah.
It depends on a whole bunch of other things. But anyway,
There's a whole lot of permutations to that. But go ahead.
the middle brother, Ben, is actually playing the Weaverville multi-use athletic center. There's a multi-use athletic center opening for Weaverville, and he's playing a benefit for it.
All
A
right.
multi-use what?
Athletic
Oh,
center.
Athletic
Yes.
Center.
Athletic.
What the boring call a gym, at least that's what I called it.
And
Why didn't you say so?
the gymnasium.
A gymnasium. Yes.
Gymnasium. Yes.
So he's playing that. Then he's going to be going over to do our show later. That
But
day.
only one of the brothers
Place
has
where-
two brothers with red hair. I'm sorry, go ahead.
This is true.
A place where scantily clad people run and jump.
That's
Yes.
true too.
Yeah.
That's true too. Hailing back to the Greeks and and Socrates and,
How I envision my
and
living room.
gang.
That's interesting
Nice.
logic though. 2 of your brothers have a brother with red hair.
No,
No, one.
no.
One of your brothers has
No,
2
no.
brothers. With
2 of my
red
brothers
hair.
have a brother with red hair.
One of your brothers has 2 brothers with red hair.
Yes, and
Yes.
2 of my 2 other brothers have one brother with brown hair.
And,
Yeah.
one of your brothers doesn't have any brothers with red hair.
No.
No, that wouldn't work.
All of his brothers have a
2/3.
brother.
Unless
with
you
red
mean
hair.
Skippy.
Yeah.
Skippy.
Oh, Skippy. Okay.
Never mind. It's a long story. I actually understand it.
All right. But that's
Sorry.
all right. But that's really important. I mean, that's
Yes.
the next thing we've got. I mean,
Yes.
basically, I've been promoting the media
Yes.
thing. until I found out that I was wrong and had not received all the proper information, and I was not supposed to be promoting it in such a manner as I was promoting it. I was going to be, I was, gathering riffraff and what have you. Anyway.
Riffraff here in Asheville? No.
Hanging out with John?
But we are promoting. We are promoting.
Right.
I can speak freely for
Yes.
Mount Dungeon. I'm a member of Mount Dungeon, and I can say, for oh wait a minute, let's make this as dramatic as I can. Okay, for God's sake, come out Friday night to the Gray Eagle. Go ahead.
We welcome the scum of the earth.
That's right.
That's nice to know I'm welcome someplace.
The kings, the queens, the royalty and the peasantry.
Yes.
Come all
Plebeians and patricians all.
to the Gray Eagle Friday night and see a fabulous rockin' show where
Yes.
I'm gonna guess that at least two of the brothers will be there
Yes.
in order and may MC some.
Yes, there will be emceeing by the brothers, and you will probably get a chance to see Ben actually dance.
All right.
Subconsciously, which is a sight to behold.
And who wouldn't want to see
No,
that?
everyone should want to see
That's
that.
right.
I've
That's
never
right.
seen a Boxer Lincoln Log dance before.
That's right.
I mean,
Nope, stay with that one. That's a good one.
You like that?
You did a good one.
That's perfect. You nailed it. You nailed it.
That's the image that I've got. So
This
that's
is just me talking. I think white people should dance more because as a race we need more practice. We're terrible at it.
that's right.
Although the a Scottish dancing troupe they had at the roller derby show, they were not bad for being little kids.
I think I caught the third period that last time.
Oh, okay.
I had to work and I forgot about it because I had to work. I'm catching that double header. The Roller Girls is hot. The whole thing. I'm not talking about just the whole thing is really hot. It's a lot of fun. It's a good time. And unfortunately, there weren't nearly as many people out there as I thought there should have been.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of fun. Of course, I can't lie. They need ramps and boards. They need ramped track so they can get that speed going.
Yeah, but
and boards
that
so they can hit
increases the
harder.
danger. We had 2 serious injuries at the last show.
I know.
They need smoke pots.
Welcome to modern
That's why
society.
people watch.
What?
That's why people watch events like
Yeah.
that. They want to see pain and blood.
I don't know about that for sure, but that's certainly from what I can tell why most of the girls skate.
Yes.
And
They are
They
some.
loved each other. When they were on the show, and I would say, and we'd say, well, don't people get hurt? And they were, and they're all like, all the girls would be like,
like a Bugs Bunny cartoon with the witch. Just like the cackle. Yeah.
I mean, and they all gave different reasons for wanting to be roller girls. Some said they thought it was empowering. Some said because they liked the athletic activity. Some said because it was a dare or their friends thought it was funny. But they also always said, and I got to hit girls.
Right.
That was the common thread with all of them.
I can't wait for them to come up with a men's division.
Ugh. I don't want to see men in fishnets, really.
Well, I was hoping maybe a little less not nasty.
In Asheville, that would go over.
It would
Yeah,
go great,
it would be
actually.
fun.
I've actually been tasked in writing a theme song for the Blue Ridge Roller
All
Girls.
right.
Nice.
Not an official theme song. They may want to use, I don't know, but I've been tasked with writing a one for them. Sort of a, are you ready for some football for Asheville Roller Derby? So,
You've seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show, right?
yes, I have many times.
The Rocky Horror Rollerball Team.
That- and that could work for. Actually,
would
I'd be
work.
more of a West Coast.
Fishnets.
But yes, but I mean, probably something in Colorado. Some team in Colorado should have that.
Yeah. San Francisco.
No, there's the Rocky Mountains.
Oh,
Rocky.
I see. I get it. Yeah.
I'll tell you about a Rocky Horror Picture Show. Always it makes me think of a particular night in Coconut Grove that I was playing. We had a small band. We were playing the Cazzoli's Pizza at the in Coconut Grove, and it was on Saturday nights. I think it was Saturday night. They played Rocky Horror Picture Show every Saturday night at the Grove Cinema for, it must have been going on 15 years or something at that point, and it always got a colorful crowd, and the crowd gathered often in Cazzoli's Pizza while they were waiting before they started taking admissions for Rocky Horror. And it was always a good crowd there on Friday night. And we were playing a band, myself and a friend of mine was playing guitar. I was playing harmonica and singing, and another guy.
At the same time?
No.
That's talent right
Usually not. And another fellow who played a 5-string Barkus Berry fiddle. Then he was real good. So we had a real good violinist, guitar, and harmonica. And on this particular night that I always remember so much, we finished our set off with "Stairway to Heaven."
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Which
A standard for harmonica and violin.
Yes.
and absolutely brought the house down. They were screaming and they were banging on the on the tables.
Right.
And then as soon as the set was over and they finished screaming, they jumped up and all ran away to go into the theater.
Right.
And as I looked around on several of the tables, people had been beating on the tables so hard. This is true. There was actually blood on the tables from. They had just been screaming and beat.
Actually,
pretty cool, actually.
Dr. John
That
is
is awesome.
surprisingly musically talented.
I know he is.
saw you on TV.
Oh, that
when
was.
they sang
I don't think that really counts. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but I didn't expect that. I said, hey,
Yeah.
he does know something.
I used to know
you play guitar
I used to
on
know
the
how to
show.
sing
Seen you do some Beatles songs on here.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
Saw you do I've Seen a Face.
Tried to do that. Tried to remember the words. I've just seen something. What is it?
It's really cool being in a band. I've never been in a band before. My brothers have always been in bands since they were like little kids, but I've never been in a band before. Now I'm in one. And
I knew Ted was always in one.
oh, Ted's always been in bands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben has been in several bands. Ben was in a very good cover band in college. They covered Nintendo theme songs.
Oh my.
And
Wow.
people laugh at it, but those songs are rather difficult to play because they're not made for playing with real instruments. It's all MIDIs.
Right.
So they had to learn how to do Castlevania, Legend of Zelda, all those, and they were very, very good. They played their last show. They played at Guerrilla Theater. That was the name of like the alternative theater at the college. They all dressed up like Nintendo Power characters. He was Bionic Commando with the bass, and there was Mario
I
and
know
other
what's Bionic from way back in the day.
yeah.
It's like Whitey Cracker. He takes Nintendo loops and raps to them. He makes beats out of them and raps to them, and it's horrible.
When I used to work at
It's
the
wretched.
And way back in the day, like Mr.
Are you
Bumble
through?
used to do
Yeah,
that a
I've got thrown, but
thank you very much. You really
Now there's like
livened
all
up
these,
my
like,
party
classical-
quite a bit.
classical
Yeah.
musicians
tomorrow
that
I'm
do
going
that
to
too.
Tennessee to shoot
I'm
waterfalls.
so big fan of that.
Oh, I was going to mention. Did you notice that we're
Yes, it was.
in a wide aspect ratio today, like you do your shows?
I will Batman.
Oh,
I don't know if you
okay.
can tell that or not. Can
Yeah,
you tell?
man,
What
I
was
can
it?
tell,
And I've left
yeah.
this on the wide.
My
See?
head looked a lot thinner
Now-
than usual.
Now, and here's my thing.
That's a
I
good
assume that
sequence,
you've given
Not
some
my head,
thought
no.
to why you do it, and it must. And here's what I'm thinking is
Well,
that
yeah, I can explain
Yes.
exactly
Get
why
the
I
head
do it.
reduction.
Go ahead.
Because I shoot everything in HD.
I need to. I
Right.
went to
And
the
it's
costume
bad enough
shop
to bring high definition down to
because I wanted to see if they had a top hat I
Right.
could buy.
It looks awful.
There wasn't
4.3.
one single
Okay,
hat in
well,
the entire
here's
very
what I'm
large store
saying,
that would
though.
fit me.
It's,
What,
it's
you wear like a
not
7
compromising.
3/4.
In other words,
I don't know what I wear, but it's
good.
humongous.
Do you think that enough people now
$7 is hard
have
to find
the
hats. I found my
the
killer hat.
widescreen
Yes,
TV?
and
Regular
it will,
leather hat was
it will
free.
just
I found
keep
that.
growing.
Nice.
So
That's
that's
free.
that's who I support. The people
I
that
just
have the
got a
wide screens because I
hat
think
that I
they're
hated, and then
if not in the majority now, they will be
No, it's awesome.
this year.
It seems like it. That's what I'm guessing. I'm
Yeah.
guessing that we're reaching the turning
happens when you
point
have-
now
when
you
for the
store it in such
majority.
big
And so today,
freaking
I
domes,
named
you
it
can't find a
today.
hat
The
for it.
majority was
Yeah, let's just tell
today,
each other that.
and I made the switch.
Yeah, well, that's
It's a
good.
good
So-
excuse.
So there we have it.
Yeah, that's
And-
good.
But
I support you.
but of course our DVD burners here still don't take high def. You know what I mean? So we still need to be doing something to start recording in high def. I was assuming you'd probably just donate your Blu-ray to us. I'm joking.
That's a lot of assumption.
I'm joking.
And John,
Yes.
regards to your two brothers, and
I'll
tell them
pass
say hello to their brother, the one that's on TV.
I'll do
I
that.
forget his name. See you, Don.
See ya.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh, thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so much for dropping in. And
Good evening.
Nice meeting you.
please do it
Hey,
again
brother.
You're out.
soon.
See ya. No.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
All right. I think that the chroma key works well on you. What do you think?
Yes, it does. I'm a floating head.
Right. Let's see.
floating brain.
I tell you what. Could I get you to come all the way around and get on this side?
Yes.
Okay. Because you'll feel it. You'll be much closer to the center of the screen.
Now we get to look at the other side of you. Oh, great.
But see that also, it also helps fill in. I mean, it puts blue screen where blue screen wasn't. You know what I'm saying? To more blue. So
Right.
if I get blue,
I was gonna go there, but
all right.
It's
Well-
so funny, I forgot to laugh. And you did laugh. Wow.
Yes.
Okay, anyway. See what I couldn't get away with
It's
there.
the way you said it. It's your delivery, dude.
I know.
Yes.
No, I've never seen Mitch Hedberg deliver a line ever.
Who?
Mitch Hedberg, very funny comedian. Unfortunately,
Great.
he's very dead.
yeah,
He was very deadpan.
he was a very good. Very
And who
good.
was he? What's his name again?
It's
Mitch.
Hedberg.
Mitch Hedberg, very, very fascinating guy.
Dude was hilarious.
Just look up him on YouTube.
Did he have a specific?
like a,
he, was
like,
he the
like-
guy that
like
was
a dead,
always like?
no, he was like a deadpan stoner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
I mean-
like okay.
Did he have like a thing that he always said?
Like a catchphrase?
no catchphrase or anything like that. But
It was his catchphrase was his delivery.
Yeah, so
his
like-
his very.
I don't
stoner.
have a girlfriend. I just know a girl who'd be very angry if she heard me say that right now.
I see.
That's not a very good impersonation, but that's the same general.
Right. I think I
I don't
know
have a
this.
girlfriend. I just know a girl who get really mad if she heard me say that.
That's another good little ribbon.
Right. I think I know.
You ever
this.
been to a carnival and you see a jar full of jelly beans and there'll be a sign that says, guess how many jelly beans there are and you win a prize. Oh, come on, man. Let me just have some. I tell you what, you guess how many I want.
I was just examining your picture out there. It looks really good.
out there?
Yeah, out there, even on that monitor.
Well, I've lost weight.
You have.
Me too. That makes no difference at all.
I did that so some of us need to lose some
Yes.
weight. We've lost some weight.
Yeah, I have.
And I've gained
pounds,
some.
Yeah.
And I've gained as much as you've lost. And
Wow,
I
psychic
need to,
transference of weight, right?
Ooh, that's scary. But
You
it
know what
looks
the worst
okay,
part about
doesn't
losing weight is it shakes your ass and you have to pull up your pants all the time.
Yeah.
It does. It shakes your behind.
it shaves your behind?
Chafes.
Chafes your behind.
If it shaves your behind, then
doing it wrong.
that's a new product that I'm going to patent myself. Thank you. And
Baby wipes for adults.
Lose your.
Hoop.
If you lose
no
weight, it chafes your behind.
Because you have to pull up your pants all the time, dude.
Oh.
I've lost so much weight in the last month and a half
Uh-huh.
that I literally could not keep my pants up. They actually fell down past my hips one day.
Uh-huh.
And so I've had to get a new belt and new clothes.
Do
and
you
everything.
know why I wear these suspenders?
Because they're stylish. You've mistaken them for something stylish.
Well, they also make lines going this way.
It accentuates your
Distracts
height.
from this.
No, I wear them to hold my pants up,
Oh.
so I don't have to pull up my pants. So I don't look like a crackhead,
Well, first of all, you're way too fat.
a fat crackhead running around. That's the best
No,
thing.
that's not true about crackheads.
The best thing
There's-
about
There's a lot of them that live at home with their moms.
the best thing about crackheads is they can't steal very much. They can just get one armload because the other hand they have to hold their pants up with.
I'm not sure how I'm going to respond to that, so I think I'm
Witness the modern American male, ladies and gentlemen.
That's true.
Witness and be in awe.
in awe of its awfulness.
That's horrible.
I
a
know.
work of art.
I'm in charge of the bad jokes where I work.
Boom. Speaking of China, which we weren't, but
Yeah.
just over I think it's over 20,000 people so far estimated dead from this.
No,
this week.
dude,
Oh.
50.
It's over 50.
You know,
Over 50.
Yahoo this morning, I see
yeah,
numbers of
it's-
50 something.
50.
Right. It's
It's amazing.
Holy
it's a
freaking crap.
fairly major tragedy. Yeah.
That's a small city in
Man.
America. That's a small American city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Because we're Chinese.
what interesting is, evidently, there was a major skimping on the building of all those school houses that fell
Right.
down because of evidently the schoolhouses were very, very poorly made.
That's right. That's what
Then
I heard.
there's the thing in Burma just right before that, the cyclone. Lots of deaths in the last few weeks.
That's what I hear. Yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact, every time I turn on the news, that's another. It's at least weekly devastation on what is nearly biblical proportions. Talking about your operatic.
That's how I'm able to maintain a positive attitude. I don't watch the news
Yeah.
or read the news.
Well, that may be a lot of it. There's a large portion of Asheville does not watch television.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I'm out and about, and particularly in like all night coffee shops and stuff like that, and I say, no, like I do a TV show, and people go, huh? Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Oh, really?
What channel is it on?
Channel 20 on cable.
What's
Oh,
channel
well, I
20?
don't have a TV. Really, as a matter of fact, most of the producers here don't have TVs.
Which I find amazing.
Do you have a TV?
I got a TV.
You've got a TV.
Yeah, I do too. But what do you use this for?
What do you use yours for?
What do you mean?
What do you use
mine for?
yours for?
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
That's like it. PlayStation. That's it.
Replacement for human contact and myself.
Oh well.
Replacement
I have
for-
lots of human contact. mine's escape. I turn on the TV. Or maybe watching a movie. But I got a computer for that. Playing PlayStation. That's the only thing. It's a
Now,
monitor, not a television.
I not gonna say.
Oh, wait a minute. Guess what?
Is it time for something?
If you turn this on at 2 a.m. in the morning, it's time for something.
Why?
Wow.
What
Another
ever-
4:20 roll.
Why would anyone?
4:20
But then you
a.m.
would ask yourself, why would anyone turn us on at 2 a.m. in the morning?
Insomnia.
Because they're watching television.
Or 4
All
a.m.
right. Okay. Here we go. Number.
Can you watch only so many timeshare
Number
infomercials before you have to
14.
watch us?
Here we go.
I prefer Ron Popeil infomercials. Those are hilarious.
Okay.
For only 3 easy payments of $39.93. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh.
It slices, it dices, it makes chicken fries.